The big story we have been watching tonight, two paramedics starting their shift early this morning when police say that their ambulance was hit head-on by a suspected drunk driver. The wreck injured AMR paramedics Kevin Youngkreig and Tim Hoffman. Hoffman, the most seriously injured, remains hospitalized in critical condition. Tonight, we hear from a colleague who works with these men, and 24-hour News 8's Sarah Hurwitz is in the control room with the story tonight. Sarah.
Well, good evening, Leon. They're normally responding to the crashes. Kevin Youngkreig and Tim Hoffman are there to help, not the ones who need medical attention. But in this horrific situation, that was the case. Not an easy call for their fellow paramedics to respond to, as their colleagues are now recovering in the hospital. The front of the ambulance, a gnarly mess after an alleged drunk driver hit it head on around 4:30 this morning on Blue Star Highway. 51-year-old Kevin Youngkreig driving, 30-year-old Tim Hoffman riding in the back without a seatbelt on.
You know, I think one of the things that, for better or worse, kind of unites EMS is the realization that we are placed at risk.
The injuries of their fellow paramedics, a very real reminder of that risk. Youngkreig in stable condition tonight in Holland Hospital. Hoffman in critical with a head injury at Spectrum Butterworth Hospital. AMR paramedic Patrick Lickes says word is traveling fast about what happened to the two paramedics with more than 30 years of experience combined.
The crews of ours that responded this morning, it's a very difficult and traumatic experience for them to respond to friends and coworkers. People can see themselves potentially being in a situation like our folks were today, both those who work here and those who work elsewhere.
The smashed front of the ambulance and truck involved, evident of the dangers of suspected drunk driving. What left these two friends and family describe as caring and giving men in the hospital.
If there's anything that I think people can take away from this, it's really the necessity to be attentive and safe and make safe decisions when you're a driver, because it's not just the other drivers on the road, it's people who make their living driving.
And AMR says that there were seatbelts in the back, but it's not always possible for paramedics to wear them. There wasn't a patient inside the ambulance at the time because the two weren't coming from or responding to a call. They were on their way to their post. And police say that the pickup driver's name will not be released until the prosecutor's office determines possible charges. In studio control, Sarah Hurwitz, 24-hour News 8.